life sucks. I mean, it's not all bad. With adult money comes reckless purchases. But sometimes I wish I could go back, relive life before all this. Is that too much to ask? Wait, of course. It's been right next to me this whole time. Well, my weekend's set.
This is the Nintendo DS.
Ooh, what can it do?
A lot of things, apparently. Nintendo made it their life's goal to cram as much useless crap into this thing as possible. You could use it to chat with other DS users, it has a clock, a calendar, GBA support. This thing was basically a garbage PDA that could play video games. And this right here is my childhood DS. I don't have it anymore. My parents decided to sell it after I got my DSi.
But several years later, after I got money of my own, I tracked down another DS almost exactly like the one I had before. The only difference being is this one is from Japan, but that doesn't really matter. This is a Japanese DS, this is a European copy of New Super Mario Bros. It's fine.
Growing up, I played the piss out of my DSs, and I had some pretty great games too. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, The Sims 2, Mario Party, but the game I easily played the most was Mario Kart DS. Growing up, Mario Kart was my game. I played it almost all the time on my DS. When we got our Wii for my birthday, I got Mario Kart Wii with the Wii wheel, and whenever we went to my grandma's house, I loved playing Super Mario Kart on their Super Nintendo. Mario Kart was and still is one of my favoriteest games to come back to time and time again.
But we aren't talking about any old Mario Kart, we are talking about this Mario Kart. I can't remember what system this is for.
Mario Kart DS. The ultimate Mario Kart race is on. Commonly credited as the birthplace of modern Mario Kart and where Mario Kart became not just another spin-off, but an event. Mario Kart DS put this series on the map.
What the heck is that supposed to be? Oh, it's Mario Kart!
Mario Kart DS was first shown off at E3 2004 with the announcement of the Nintendo DS. That's what system this game's for. It was shown off in this scissor reel of other games coming to the console, and bits and pieces of footage were shown off leading up to the game's release in 2005. There was even a playable kiosk demo at some point. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's about it. That's the development of a Mario Kart game. I don't know what you expected.
Booting up the game. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Mario Kart DS is an extremely basic Mario Kart. It doesn't have some stupid gimmick like Double Dash, it doesn't make me want to shoot myself like 64, it's just an extremely basic Mario Kart. But that's not a bad thing. Despite being a more vanilla Mario Kart experience than Super Mario Kart, DS oozes so much personality. I mean, this is where many consider modern Mario Kart to be born. One of Mario Kart DS's biggest claims to fame is the mission mode. This was so cool. This was basically plop a random character down in a random track, make the player perform tasks like collect coins, go through hoops, kill enemies, fight bosses, and you know what the best part is? It never reappeared in any Mario Kart after this.
What the fuck?
Okay, in all fairness, Mission Mode did kinda come back in Mario Kart Tour, but something along the lines of what DS did has yet to be replicated. But something else DS did was add Battle Mode to Single Player! Finally, I can be lonely and enjoy Battle Mode! Mamma mia! They also added online for the first time, nothing too crazy honestly. But the thing that a lot of people play Mario Kart for is the Grand Prix. Going in here, we see the standard 50cc, 100cc, 150cc, and there's the unlockable mirror mode, but I hate this mode, so here's an idea of what that looks like. The character roster is pretty small this time around. You start off with Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Toad, Donkey Kong, Wario, and Bowser. Unlockable characters include Daisy, Drybones, Waluigi, and... Rob?
Sure.
If you really want to get into it, Shy Guy is also a playable character, but only if one of your friends is too poor to own Mario Kart. Now, characters are only half the fun. We also got all the tracks, which Mario Kart DS has a surprising amount of.
See, on top of all the original tracks, DS also comes with a pile of retro tracks, a concept first introduced in Super Circuit, but perfected in DS, in my opinion.
Okay, retro tracks. I'm gonna rattle these off real fast because I've already talked about all these tracks in past reviews. Meh, meh, meh. Actually good. Boring. I hate this track with every fiber of my being. I like the music in this one. I love this track no matter what game it's in. I think I just dislike the SNES tracks. I remember this track scaring me as a kid for some reason. Oh hey, I get to make this joke again! Okay, moving on. Yeah, this is a good one. Thanks, I need glasses.
Turns out it was a lot worse than that.
This track was not good in 64, and it's tolerable here somehow. I like this one a lot. This track is honestly peak. I mean, it looks like Yoshi. How could you not like this? So moving on to the original tracks, we got the Mushroom Cup and Figure 8 Circuit. It is a circuit in the shape of an 8. They weren't lying. Yoshi Falls. You could honestly slap the name of any jungle-themed Mario character at the beginning of this and it wouldn't change anything. The only thing that makes this Yoshi-themed is the eggs in the lake below. Cheep Cheep Beach. It's fine. What about Luigi's Mansion?
Peak.
Except for the mud. I lose sleep over this mud. Moving on to the Flower Cup, we start with Desert Hills. It's themed after the desert levels from Super Mario Bros. 3, and that's all I can say about it. Delfino Square? This is a fun track. It's really fun when you get to jump over the bridge. Waluigi Pinball.
Peak.
Mushroom Ridge. Honestly, a fine track. A bit forgettable, but fine. Starting off the Star Cup is DK Pass. Same deal as Yoshi Falls, but you could slap the name of basically any character and it would work. There is nothing that screams Donkey Kong in this track. It's good, by the way. Tick Tock Clock, another track themed around a past Mario game, this time Super Mario 64. It's a pretty good track, honestly. Mario Circuit. It's a Mario Circuit track. These are about as plain Jane as you can get. It's good though, I like it. Moving on to Airship Fortress, though.
You already know.
I'm surprised this concept hasn't been done more often. Also, apparently the cannon makes you invincible to lightning. Finally, we end with the Special Cup and Wario Stadium. It's not as good as Waluigi Stadium from Double Dash, but it is better than the Nintendo 64 version of Wario Stadium. Peach Gardens. It's fine. It feels out of place with all the other tracks in the Special Cup, though. Bowser's Castle. It doesn't have a giant Bowser that tries to kill you, but it makes up for it by having this spinning rod thing. And Rainbow Road. It beat Mario Kart 8 to the punch by like 9 years. Cool. Now, characters and tracks are cool and all, but Mario Kart isn't Mario Kart without items. Most of the items this time around return from past Mario Karts, but we do get a handful of new ones. The Bob-omb, which was a character-specific item in Double Dash, finally graduated to not that. The blooper, this covers the player's screen in ink, making it harder to see. It works better in later games though, honestly. And last is the Bullet Bill. This was originally going to be the Chain Chomp from Double Dash. In fact, if we go back to that kiosk demo from earlier, we can see it show up in the item roulette. But at some point in development, it was changed to the Bullet Bill. Mario Kart DS also did the unthinkable, and it showed us the untapped power of the blue shell.
No!
I don't think the blue shell is as bad here as it is in later Mario Karts, but DS showed us that Nintendo was really holding back with this thing all these years. I mean, just see for yourself.
I did mention that it gets worse in later Mario Karts, right? Mario Kart DS. It's pretty good. This will probably go down as one of the greatest Mario Karts in history, and honestly for good reason. I mean, it's the birthplace of modern Mario Kart.
You can see modern Mario Kart ideas in previous games, but DS takes those ideas and crams them together to create the Mario Kart games we know today.
DS is by far one of my favoriteest games in this series, and while part of that may be driven by nostalgia, looking past all that, this is just a really solid Mario Kart. It added online for the first time, it added local multiplayer, it made battle mode more accessible for people like me. It truly is one of the best Mario Karts ever. Also because it did beat Mario Kart 8 to the punch by like 9 years. That's gotta count for something, right?